Ayo, What If Maker here with another What If. Today I'm going to be making What If Deku had an anger quirk. This is how his quirk will work. The more anger he has, the stronger the quirk will be. It's like a darkness quirk. He can create stuff with the darkness. He can do a lot of things with his darkness, but mainly he can make weapons out of it. Anyways, we're going to start off with Deku, 4 years old, it's his birthday. He goes to a quirk doctor. He says, and the quirk doctor says, that Deku is quirkless. With this, Deku's mom, they're poor, and Deku's mom and dad were, hoping that their son would have a good quirk, a strong and powerful quirk, so he can become a hero. But when they found out they were quirkless, they, were just mad and upset, because, they were gonna lose the house. And so they went and asked Izuku if he wanted to go to the park. Izuku said, sure. Izuku didn't want to go to the park, actually. Never mind. He went home. Oh, no. They were on their way home. And then Izuku's dad pulled over. Hisashi pulled over, took Izuku out of the car, and pushed him down a hill into a forest. And he said, stupid quirkless brat. How are we going to pay our bills now? You were supposed to be a hero. Can't be now without a quirk. And with this, Izuku gets knocked out because he banged his head off a tree. We're going to skip to the next day, around noonish, when he wakes up. And all he can feel is hatred towards his parents. Oh yeah, and in this, Izuku will have a little sister. No, a little sibling. Oh yeah, and in this, Inko will not have, a slight telekinesis. She'll have, an ice quirk. No, nice. A water quirk. She can just control water. It's like water bending from Avatar, but, not. Oh yeah, and Hisashi will have a fire bending quirk. So he can control fire, but it must be, the normal one. Not the blue or purple or, that fire. It must just be the normal one. The normal fire. The fire you would normally see if you were to have, a campfire. And Izuku being only 4 years old, he's concerned because he has no way to take care of himself. Because he's a 4 years old. He's a 4-year-old in a forest. So Izuku then gets angry and sees a little black, sphere, ray, not ray, a little black light come out of his fingertip, and he's confused. He's like, what's going on? I'm quirkless. What happened? It's gonna be like a Shadow Ball from Pokemon, but out of his fingers. Anyways, back to the story. Anyways, so Izuku will have a little sibling. His name will be Izuki. And Izuku won't know he has a little sibling. He'll only be a year old. Yeah. When he his little sibling is two. No, Izuku will know he has a little sibling. Because his sibling's only 2 years younger than him. So right now he's 2. Yeah. Now we're just gonna. Izuku's gonna be running around in the forest, just looking around for something he could eat until he finds then a bear comes out of nowhere and attacks him. Izuku, scared, starts running away until he gets He gets so scared, a beam of darkness comes out his hand, killing the bear. Izuku then questions what happened. And like the darkness isn't really even darkness, it's literally just black fire. It's like the Amaterasu from Naruto, but it's hotter, like way hotter. It's like a darkness flame or some shit like that. And in the My Hero Academia world, it is possible for you to be born with 2 quirks. But most people only unlock their second quirk. It's a 5% chance to be born with 2 quirks. And in this, Izuku will have like a dark flame and a black liquid it's like the what's the tailed beast with the black liquid that drains chakra? I don't know. Isn't it like the 4 or 5 tails? Anyways, he'll have a blue liquid that sucks out the energy from his opponents, and it will give him the energy. And when the black liquid touches his opponent, he gets the temporary ability to use their quirk. It's like but once they get all dried off from the black liquid, Izuku can't use her quirk anymore. So once all the black liquid dries up, he can't use their quirk anymore. Anyways, so we're gonna go to Izuku. We're gonna skip the first 3 years. All Izuku did for the first 3 years was set up base. Like, he has a full campsite now. Because he's been in the forest for 3 years. He's incredibly jacked. Not jacked. He just has a little bit of muscle. Like, literally just a 2-pack. Izuku hunts every night, so he's incredibly good with animals. And in this, Izuku has a pet rabbit. Not rabbit. A pet fox. Because I think foxes are dope. Actually, never mind. He doesn't have a pet. Until one day. Yeah, by the way, this will be a hero what if, so Izuku will be a hero. And Izuki's quirk will be like a warm water. Like a warm water. It's just gonna be warm. It's gonna be hot water. Anyways, so we're gonna go to Izuku, who is 8. Yeah, we're gonna go to him when he's 8 years old. It was just his 8th birthday. And on this day, his hatred, on his birthday, his hatred becomes worse. So he gets stronger. Because the more hatred you have, the stronger his flames become. So the more he hates, the more hatred, the more the fire gets hotter. The flames, the more hate he has towards people, the stronger his flame gets. The more hatred Izuku has, is the stronger his flame gets. So, Izuku then starts making his way up out of the forest towards town he lives in. Sorry about that. Let's get a drink. Anyways, so he makes his way up. And over the 4 years, Izuku has been training his quirks. Like, so he can now shoot fire out of his arms, off his arms, and out of his hands without it burning his body. He can also cover his whole left arm without getting any burns. Without any burns. It's like armament hockey from One Piece. Actually, yeah, I might make it. What if Deku had hockey next time? But anyways, skip that. We're gonna go to Izuku. So he can. Anyways, so Izuku has. Anyways, so Izuku has trained his body so flames don't hurt him now. So he can, but like normal flame doesn't hurt him anymore. So like the normal, so no, like blue flames don't hurt him anymore. So like if Dobby used his quirk on him, it wouldn't hurt at all. It'll just tickle. But if Endeavor used his, like, boosted his fire up to a purple flame, that would hurt him. But because Izuku has black flames, the black flame is way hotter than the purple flame. So Izuku has to be careful when he uses his abilities, his power, his black flame. So he mainly uses his water. And with his water, he can like freeze it. He can make it colder, so he can actually freeze the water. So he can shoot ice at people as well. But the thing is, Izuku mostly uses ice. He doesn't really use his fire most of the time. He only uses his ice because he doesn't want to show off his 2 quirks. And when an icicle hits him, one of the best one of Izuku's special move is when he freezes only the outer edge of the water and turns it into a spike. And then he sends it flying at someone. So when they either break, when ice either breaks, the water goes all over them, so he can easily use their quirk. And Izuku will have instant mastery over their quirk. It's like John's aura manipulation from what is it called again? I forgot what it's called. Unordinary. If you haven't read it, it's a very good show. Comic. You can find it on Webtoon. It's a good. Anyways. So we'll go back to the story. So anyways, Izuku's walking into town one day. And this Izuku will be like Sasuke from Naruto. Cold and lonely. So in this, he will have barely any friends. And he will like have black hair. Because he doesn't want to be... He doesn't want... And he will change his last name to Flame. Not Flame. Just Flare. Not Flare, actually. That's an edgy name. I actually don't know. But he will not say his last name. Like, he just got rid of his last name. So his now name is only Izuku. His name is only Izuku. But he goes by Deku still, because Bakugo used to call him Kachan, so he just goes by... Kachan... Bakugo used to call Izuku Deku, so he just goes by the name Deku. Izuku Deku. That is his name, Izuku Deku. And in this, Deku will want to become a hero still, and he believes he can just because he has a strong quirk. Well, quirks. So anyway, so Izuku just, and it's at the point where Izuku's just wandering around, but he finds nowhere, and he literally got into a few fights. But he's easily won them because of his quirk. So, Izuku then, after that day, he went back to the forest, and we're just gonna skip to the point of the 10 months time skip before the UA entrance exam. Izuku lives in the forest still. He has trained his mind and body. He now can easily... Izuku has had to steal a couple books from a library. So now Izuku's actually pretty smart and strong. So Deku literally can easily outsmart Ida. Because whenever Izuku does go into the town, he just goes to the library and reads. If you see this is one of Izuku's special fire moves, where he can form the fire into a ball and he can just blast it. It's like a Kamehameha, but fire, and it's black. No offense. Anyways, so we're gonna go to we're gonna go to the week of the day where Bakugo is getting attacked by the slime villain, and Deku's just strolling through the city, and he just sees this going on, and he's like, "What's going on?" And so he walks over, and he sees his old friend Bakugo, and Izuku completely forgot about Bakugo, because he hasn't seen him in 8 or something years. No, how old? Wasn't he like 14 or something? No. I'll be right back. So anyways, when the slime... I've just learned that when the slime villain attacked, Deku was 14 years old. So it's been 10 years since he talked to Bakugo. So he doesn't recognize him. But because he saw someone in trouble, he rushed in and used his ice to send in a spear towards... Not a spear, like a scooping thing to scoop Bakugo out of the slime villain. Don't mind that. My dumb friend. Anyways, so we go back to so Izuku's getting Bakugo out. So he runs in. He runs in. He uses his black flame quirk, and he hits, and he makes fire come out of his palm and go all over his hand, and he just smacks the slime villain. And because the fire is so hot, it evaporates the slime villain. So, because isn't slime basically made out of water? So, yeah. You know, it is now, because I say so. Anyways, so Izuku evaporates the slime villain, saving Bakugo. And Bakugo just says, "Didn't need your help, loser." It's like, and then Izuku's like, yeah, you fucking did. You were gonna die if I didn't help you, because nobody else was." Then All Might appears, and he's like, "All Might," and then it's like, "I am here." And then Izuku's like, wouldn't act like he would in canon, but he'd be like slightly surprised. It's like, "Oh, All Might, you're here." And then All Might says, "Young man, were you the one who took down the slime villain?" Izuku would be like, Yes, I did." And All Might would be like, "Wow, that's quite impressive. How old are you?" Izuku would be like, "I'm 14. "Oh, okay. Well, where's the slime villain?" All Might would be like, "Where's the slime villain?" Izuku would be like, he's over there." So All Might would go put the slime villain in the bottle, and he'd hop away. Izuku would then run as fast as he can, just to avoid anybody questioning him about what his quirk is. And then he sees that there's going to be the entrance exam for UA soon. So in 10 months. So he's like, "Oh, okay." So he's just walking around town, and All Might shows up, and he's like, "Ah, young child. Young hero. You're the one who saved that kid from the slime villain." And Izuku's like, "Yep, that was me." And All Might would be like, "That's a mighty fine quirk that you got there. What's your quirk anyways?" Izuku would be like, "Technically I have two." All Might would be shocked from this, because, like, he knew that being born with two quirks was possible. Or, well, to unlock a second quirk was possible, but at that young of an age, to have two quirks. And in this, All Might won't have a second quirk. He will only have one. And that'll be the stockpile quirk. Because one for all is basically like a form of stockpile. Oh, that's what I heard at least. So anyways, All Might will be like, "Oh, then what are your two quirks, young child?" Izuku would be like, my name's Deku. But Izuku Deku. And All Might will be like, oh, okay. So what are your two quirks, young Deku? Izuku will be like, well, one's called Black Flame. It's where my flame, I can sprout flame. I can use my fire out of any body part I want, and it's the hottest flame out there ever. And my other quirk is Quirk Draining Water, but I can freeze the water into ice, so it's like a waterish ice-ish quirk. And with this, All Might's like, oh wow, that's some powerful quirks you got there. Yeah. And in this, his ice quirk, water quirk, ice water quirk, feeds off his love and energy, like his love and happiness. Well, his fire gets stronger off his hatred and anger. In this, Izuku still has hatred towards his parents because they abandoned him, but he just doesn't show it. And then All Might's thinking to himself, he's like, if I were to give this kid my quirk, he could be the #1 hero. We would have the next protector of peace. Alright, young Deku. And then All Might would say, alright, young Deku, how would you feel to have my quirk? Izuku would be like, what? Your quirk? What do you mean by that? Izuku, and then All Might will be like, come with me, I'll train you every day for the next 10 months, because I heard you wanted to go to UA. I heard you could be one of the greatest heroes. All Might's like, Deku's like, I could be one of the greatest heroes? You know what? Sure. I'll let you train me. Then maybe I can get into UA. All Might's like, oh, you're trying to get into UA, I see. Well, I'll have you know, I am teaching there this year. So, how about young Deku? I'll train you for the next 10 months. And then at the end, I'll give you my quirk. Anyways, Izuku's gonna be like, okay, sure. And then All Might's gonna be like, alright then, meet me at the beach tomorrow, and I don't know what the beach name is, but anyways, All Might's like, okay, meet me at the beach tomorrow, and we'll train there. Anyways, so Izuku's like, oh, okay. So, anyways, All Might then jumps off and be there tomorrow by 7. Izuku then goes home and he goes to bed because it's one eventful day. It's like 12 o'clock. It's like 9 o'clock when he gets back to his built house because he built a house out there. So, anyways, we go to Izuku and All Might meeting up at the beach. And All Might's like, okay, young Deku, your training will be to clean off the beach. And because Izuku trained before, he's already, pretty ripped. He's more ripped than, half of Class 1A. Is more ripped than all of Class 1A right now. So, he's he's literally buffed the fuck out. So he's the strongest. Not the strongest. He'd be the most muscular out of all of Class 1A. Because he will make it into Class 1A. So, this is like going to be like a what if Deku had a hatred/love Quirk. So anyways, then Izuku. So anyways, back to it. Anyway, so All Might tells him that first part of training for his Quirk is to clean off the beach. So Izuku says okay, and he gets right to work. Already finishing cleaning off the beach in 3 months. All Might is surprised, and he's like, "Alright, young Midora, young Deku, I believe you might be ready for my Quirk. Okay, all you gotta do is 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 and a 100 and a 10,000 kilometer run. No, 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and a 100-kilometer run. No, and a 10-kilometer run." And Izuku's like, okay. He does all this easily because he did it every day for the past 5 years. No, not 5. 4 years. And that is when he realized he wanted to be a hero. No, when he was younger, he started training to become a hero, because that's when he wanted to become a hero so badly, to prove his parents wrong. So Izuku did all this within 2 hours. So All Might's impressed, and he's like, "Alright, young Deku, I believe you're ready for my Quirk." He then plucks out a hair and tells Deku to eat this. So Deku does. Then he can feel the Quirk go into his body, and he can feel the Quirk activate. So in this, Izuku can already use full cowling. So he can already use 50% since he trained before. Since he trained before getting One for All, he can already use 50%. And in this, then All Might remembers that Izuku never told him his second Quirk's power. Then he asks, "Young Deku, what is your second Quirk's power?" And Izuku is like, "Oh yeah, my second Quirk's power is water. Is like a water No, he did. But like he asked All Might asked, "What does your water ice-ish Quirk do?" Izuku's like, "Oh yeah, if the water touches anyone, it can copy their Quirk, and I can instantly master it. But once they dry, the water gets dried off. The Quirk will stop working for me, and it'll work for them again, because it'll stop working for me, and I won't be able to use it anymore." And All Might's thinking, "Wow, this kid is a freaking powerful kid, because he's already 15. It's 15, and he's still training for the sports festival." Anyways, so All Might's like, "Alright, young Deku, okay, from now on, we're going to train every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're going to train, you're going to use your..." Anyways, so we're going to skip to the beginning. We're going to skip to the day of the UA entrance exam. And Izuku's talking to All Might, and he's like, "Thank you, All Might, for all the training you've done with me." All Might's like, "No problem, kid. You're gonna be the next #1 hero." And Izuku's like, "Yep, I sure will, and I'll do it for you, All Might, since you trusted me with your Quirk. I'll do it for you. All Might's like, okay, go get him. They're gonna have like a father-son relationship. All Might will also know what happened to his real parents and what happened to him when he was younger. So Izuku now lives with All Might. Never mind, he doesn't live with All Might because All Might believes he's in a good living situation, and he shouldn't move. Anyways, so we're gonna do the UA entrance exam in the next part. So it's a What If Maker, and this is it for this part. See ya.